Hello and welcome to Mabinda TV. So for now, I'm asking, how do you think Africa can claim the 21st century? That is, do you think Africa can claim the 21st century? So of course, everyone has claimed that the 21st century will be the Asian century. That is, everyone has claimed that the 21st century will be the Asian century. So do you think Africa can claim the 21st century? First of all, what does Africa need to do in order to claim the 21st century? First of all, I think we need to fix our leadership. I think the leadership in Africa is truly wanting. I think the leadership in Africa is truly wanting. So I think for now we have to concentrate on how we can have a proper leadership in Africa. We need to eliminate leaders who are going to only add to their salaries. I think in Africa our leaders are the highest paid, our parliamentarians, our presidents. Just recently, the Kenyan Salaries and Remuneration Commission (SRC) announced that they are going to increase the salaries of the president and the deputy president. That is less than a year after they got into office. So you can imagine that. That is, the president and the deputy president, their salaries are going to be increased less than a year after getting into office. So that is the Salaries and the Remuneration Commission of Kenya. So what do you think? First of all, leadership. Leadership has to have the deepest ingredients of Africa. So we need a leadership that is selfless. We need a selfless kind of leadership so that we can have leaders that are going to serve the interests of Africans instead of having leaders that are going to serve their self-interest. So for now, we need to fix the leadership challenge. We need to fix the leadership challenge in Africa so that we can have a selfless leader. So that is number one, fix the leadership in Africa. Then number two, I think it's about education. What kind of education are we going to equip our youngsters? You can have a country such as Singapore, where you had the leaders, they developed an effective education that ensures the education promoted innovation, creativity, rather than the rote learning that is in a lot of African schools. How do we train our kids for future jobs and prosperity? That is, how do we train our kids for future jobs and prosperity? I think that is what we need to do in order to have more Africa that is going to, so that we can have a leadership in Africa that is going to be technologically savvy. Number three, promote the Made in Africa brand. That is, by promoting the Made in Africa, that is increasing manufacturing. How do we promote the Made in Africa brand? I think we need to do more so that we can have an Africa where we have goods that are produced right here in Africa, and we don't need to start very highly. We can start with average goods, then we reinvest the profits from R&D, then we reinvest those profits in R&D so that we can have a leadership in Africa that is going to ensure that basically we are going to have an Africa where we buy our own goods and services. I think you have the former Nigerian Central Bank Governor Lamido Sanusi Lamido saying that Africa should not be the dumping ground for cheap goods from elsewhere. That is Lamido Sanusi Lamido. I think right now he is the Emir of Kano, so he says that Africa right now should not be the dumping ground of goods and services that are produced elsewhere. So we need an Africa where we can have the Made in Africa brand that is made in Africa. We need the Made in Africa brand to be a brand that is going to ensure that the Made in Africa brand is going to sell throughout the world. And I think if we do that, then we are going to ensure that in Africa, we can start out slowly, then we can have that profits reinvested back to R&D. So if we do that, then we are going to have in Africa, we are going to have brands that are globally recognized. We don't even need to export to the outside world. We can just have a free trade area that is composed of African countries. I think right now you have an Africa that a lot of these trade areas are very restricted. The borders that divide us, so we can have the free continental trade area. I think it is coming into existence very soon. So I think we need to start with the free continental trade area in Africa, and I think that way we can then make sure that basically we are going to ensure that basically we have an Africa where we have a free continental trade area, so that we can have Africa trading with each other, and in that way then I think we are going to have an Africa where that is prosperous. So what does Africa need to do to claim the 21st century? First of all, leadership, a selfless leadership. Then secondly, education that promotes creativity and innovation. And third, I think the Made in Africa brand. Of course, there are so many other areas, and I think in this way, then Africa can claim the 21st century. So you let me know on how you think Africa can claim the 21st century. So bye for now. Till the next episode. Bye for now.